What's up, residents? Jacob here. So if you're a fan of Godzilla figures, toys, or collectible merchandise, you're gonna love this video. This past WonderCon did more than show fans 5 minutes of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Fans were also allowed to see some new action figures that'll be coming later this year. So if you're looking to build your Godzilla collection, this is the video for you. Let's get to it. So let's start off with Bandai. All 4 of the main monsters, that being Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, will be getting a special figure from these guys. Now I don't think these figures were shown, but it does appear like fans are able to see these posters of them. Yeah, they did show them. Here they are now. Let's start off with Godzilla. The one and only G-Man's looking pretty slick in this Bandai version. The first thing I noticed that's different than a lot of the other toys so far is that his spines are actually blue. This is a nice feature and personally one of my favorite things about the new Godzilla. I just love those spines, so heck yeah. The toy seems to be pretty decently detailed. You can see all his scales and all that stuff. But it still has this kind of sheeny, plasticky look to it, but hey, you get what you pay for, so overall I like the design of this Godzilla. It also looks like Godzilla's tail is made out of some sort of rubber, maybe allowing you to be able to change its position and do cool stuff with it like that. That's a nice little twist. And so next we have Mothra. So I don't know what it is, but it seems like every single Mothra figure that's been shown here lately has a different look for the monster. I'm a fan of all of them, but I don't know why they can't just kind of keep it consistent amongst the different toy companies. So I'm going to be honest about this one. The detail is not really there with this Mothra toy. It just seems like they stuck together some hunks of plastic and then gave it a quick little paint job. However, it does look like the wings are able to be bended, so that's pretty cool. I like that feature. Moving on to the Rodan Bandai figure, this one also seems to have those bendy wings. But once again, I think that feature takes away from the total detail of the figure itself. It's not completely plasticky looking like the Mothra one. There are some grooves and variations in the levels in that plastic, making it look like Rodan's scales. But either way, it still looks kind of funky. I think it's the fact that the legs are still kind of glued together, or they're combined together there, and the arms are really thick, like Rodan's been working out nothing but upper day. Don't skip leg day, Rodan. Be like Godzilla. And lastly, we have the Ghidorah figure, which also once again has those bendy wings from what I can tell. And the detail with the Ghidorah figure is pretty good. It's just as good as the Godzilla Bandai figures, I think. It looks like a good middle ground between the SH Monster Arts over-detailed, awesome, amazing, but pricey figure, and then the Jack-specific figure that really kind of looks more like the anime Ghidorah, and we won't really go there. So I like this Ghidorah version. Good job, Bandai. Next up, we have the new Art Spirits Godzilla King of the Monster figures. So I had no idea what Art Spirits even was, so I had to go look it up. And pretty much what they are is just a Japanese figure company that specializes in high detail, collectible figures, not so much toys. So that's a good sign if you're an adult and you have some extra money and you want to build your collection up. It's just Godzilla and King Ghidorah, but really they're kind of the stars of the show with King of the Monsters. No offense, Rodan or Mothra, I love you guys. And rumor has it that these will release November of this year, so these are part of the Hyper Solid series of figures. There's not too much you can get from these posters, but hey, here's a quick look at both of them. So those are 2 more companies doing their best to give fans of Godzilla and King of the Monsters something to make them even more happy with. And we'll make sure to keep telling you about all the new merchandise for King of the Monsters as it keeps coming up. But before we go, take a look at this guy I got. So this has got to be my favorite Godzilla toy that I've ever had. Now, I know a lot of you don't like Zilla, but hey, I do, so deal with it. So I've had this thing for pretty much 20 years now. I'm not exactly sure when I got it, but it's been a real long time. And it still works, it still even makes sound for the most part. Although sometimes it'll randomly make noise and that'll freak the hell out of me, but hey, that's what anything old really does. The handle on its back works good for holding and carrying it, but it also has another cool feature about it. You can use the different buttons to move Godzilla's tail, make his foot stomp the ground, move both of his arms, open his mouth like he's biting. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. And that's something I like about these old figures and toys. They have so much more quality and personality than the new ones. Some of the King of the Monsters toys are really cool, and I know there's one that's just as big as this guy. I think Al has one. And while that Godzilla figure's cool, it doesn't move around like this. It's pretty much just a statue. This guy moves, and I really appreciate that. This is the original paint scheme, and after 20 years, it's only started to fade off a little bit, but hey, it just looks like he's aged like a fine wine more than anything. It's not exactly sized correctly. You can see that taxi down there. That's not the size of the taxi to this Godzilla. Maybe if he was younger or something. But hey, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So there's my 1998 Godzilla figure. I don't know what the technical name for it is, but hey, it's badass. Alright residents, so if you want to see more Godzilla figure, toy, merchandise videos, just let us know down below. We have plenty more Godzilla figures to show to you guys, and it's always fun to be able to do that, so yeah, toy videos. So as always residents, this has been Jacob, and peace out.